Hey guys, so this video is going to be a little bit different. It's not so much a tutorial as it is me just kind of ranting for a couple minutes. Okay, I got to talk about this because a few days ago I spent, maybe an hour crashing out because I was so confused why something I was making wasn't working. Turns out it's just that whenever my character would die, the UI wasn't working anymore. And you know why? Because for some reason, when you make a screen GUI or when you add a screen GUI, if you scroll down here in the properties, right, you can see reset on spawn is true by default. And oh my gosh, whoever's idea it was, like 15 or like 20 years ago when this property came to be. I don't know when screen GUIs were introduced or when this property was introduced, whatever. Just whenever it came to be, whoever's idea it was to have it true by default, like why? Literally why? And trust me, I get there's some use cases like with tools or like a car GUI, right? Like you want it to the GUI to like get reset or not exist anymore or whatever when a player respawns, but like I feel like majority of the time, especially for me, like with the projects that I've done, 99% of the time reset on spawn is set to false and should be false. And oh my gosh, this is so annoying. I was so annoyed by this. First off, I could just show you guys like what I'm talking about, what happens. So if I create a little script here, right, a little local script, and we can just have a button in the screen GUI, just put it like over here, I don't know, and we could just do, we can get the player, local player equal players dot local player, local player GUI, player dot player GUI. And we could just do player GUI dot screen GUI dot text button, and then just when it's clicked, print button has been clicked, right? So when this button is clicked, we're just printing that it's been clicked. If we test the game, right? All right, we're gonna have to do a little wait for child. Sorry guys. Hold on. Let's just do a little wait for child here. My bad. There we go. Wait for child screen GUI. Okay, now if we test, right? And we go into the game, and we just, click the button. You can see it's printing button has been clicked. But now, what happens, if we clear the output, what happens when I reset my character? Well, when I respawn and I try to click it, it's not working. Nothing's printing out because the UI got reset. We can actually see here, if I go through the, Explorer and have this, right? And then reset again, you can see right here the screen GUI. You see how it was selected and then it unselected? That's because this is a new screen GUI. Hopefully you get what I'm saying. I'm probably like yapping too much, but anyways, it's just so annoying that it's, on by default because like, again, majority of cases you're just going to have a screen GUI with a button that you want to always work. You don't want to redefine that button over and over. You just want it to not reset by default. And of course, if I turn it off and we test, you know, and I go and, click it, oh, it's working, clear the output, reset again, and then we wait to respawn, click it again, still working, right? Because it's not being reset now. And I was so annoyed by this that I actually made a plugin, guys. Took me like 2 seconds to make this plugin because it was like 5 lines of code. I made a plugin called Anti-Reset on Spawn, which automatically sets reset on spawn to false on any screen GUI that gets, I think it says like added to the started GUI or whatever. Yeah, that gets added to started GUI. And if we enable this, I had it disabled for the sake of this video showcasing, right? If we enable it and then we just add a screen GUI, wow, reset on spawn is false by default. Isn't that awesome, guys? Because, now I won't have to crash out for an hour straight because I'm losing my mind not knowing what's wrong with my game. So yeah, that's basically it. Sorry, this was just like a 5-minute video of me yapping. But oh my gosh, this is annoying. And I'll link the plugin in the description if anyone wants it for some reason. But yeah, that's all. Catch y'all next time.